Hello, fellow fish nerds, and happy Water Change Wednesday. Tomorrow, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, is the first day of spring. Or for my students taking the test, the answer to the question is tomorrow's the vernal equinox. So for a lot of us fish keepers, that gets us starting to think about summer tubbing. And for those of us that aren't lucky enough to live in the more tropical latitudes, those of us live in Florida or Hawaii. Anyways, those of us that are not that lucky, we start thinking about summer tubbing and we start wondering, when can we start summer tubbing? We start getting that itch. When can we put the fish outside, give them the natural live foods, give them the natural sunlight, less flake food, less pellet food, more natural food. So what this video is about is why I definitely can't start summer tubbing right now, and when I start summer tubbing exactly. What's my crazy advanced mathematical formula for when to start summer tubbing? It is also a video that goes over what I did last year for summer tubbing while I was on break, while my son was only a few months old, so I couldn't really do very much posting on YouTube. So I will show you the winterized versions of what I did last summer tubbing season. So stay tuned. I'll see you on the other side.
It's Mr. Science Geek. I hope my tanks don't leak. If it's information that you seek, and my videos take a peek, be sure to tune in each week. My singing and my jokes really reek. Yesterday morning, when I woke up, it was 25 degrees outside, well below freezing. You see there is quite a layer of ice, actually frost, on this 20-gallon long that I have set up for future plans. Pretty thick. I can't even just wipe it off. So it was rather thick. I had to let my car defrost for quite a while. Here is my 100-gallon stock tub I just left filled up over the wintertime. Check the thermometer reading, and it is, sorry, it's such a bad focus. It is 35 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 degrees Celsius. So just barely above freezing, but not frozen over. So pretty cold, way too cold for fish. Over here you see a smaller, this is a rope handled tub, so it's 17 gallons. You see it is frozen over on the top. This shows how a smaller body of water can freeze faster. That's a 5-gallon bucket, which you will see later on in the video is fully thawed out. So kind of interesting. Obviously too cold. Later on that day, when it finally warmed up to about in the 50s that day, I went and checked the same 100-gallon stock tub. You'll see once again it's not frozen over. Let's check the temperature again. Once again, it's a larger tub, so it shouldn't change too much. But once again, I finally focused. This time it's reading 52 degrees Fahrenheit or 11 degrees Celsius. That's almost a 20 degree difference just in a matter of about 8 or 9 hours. So that's way too much of a temperature swing to be safe for fish. Here you see the plants are left over from last summer tubbing season. Didn't have anything really in that tub last year. Here are the rope handled tubs from Walmart. I think there's 10 of them here. This black mesh netting right here, I plan to put over the tubs to provide protection, and so that way I don't have to have them fully covered with aquatic plants, so I can hopefully have some more mosquito control. These white containers here, I plan on doing the L.R. Brett's breeder style that he has for like celestial pearl danios for outside. Here we have 5-gallon buckets that I filled up with water lettuce and dwarf water lettuce. My plan was to give them to a fellow fish club member, but I forgot and they ended up rotting, so it's kind of disgusting. But whatever, I'll see if anything grows back. Here is a 5-gallon bucket of water that had some fry in it. Earlier, you see some mosquito larvae right there. Kind of surprising that they're still alive, but that's a good sign of live food. This just has a bunch of fallen leaves in it, mostly sweet gum leaves, so not really any good for like plecos or anything like that. And then here is some clay pellets for aquaponics. I tried an aquaponics experiment last year, tried to plant some strawberries in there, and it did not work out very well. Little pots, I'll use those to float those in the larger 100-gallon stock tub is my plan, and hopefully that'll work out better this year. Probably plant some things like kale or lettuce is the plan. Here's a 20-gallon long I need to clean and reseal, and then I will be able to use it. 2 10 gallons that I will clean and reseal. This one right here is the one that I featured in my how to set up a 10-gallon during my February fish vlog, and this is the one that when it rains, it drains. I mean, it's that fast. This 55-gallon, I do have two 55-gallons. I would like to build a double 55-gallon tub or tank stand. This is a 300-gallon, I think, food thing that I use to keep the aquaponics fish, the tilapia, from my school, from the aquaponics system that my students, the students at our school were doing, and I just kept the fish over in my driveway over the summer. This 7-gallon bucket right here, there's my reflection. There are some Daphnia that have survived over the winter, very small population, but this is all I do. I just leave this bucket set up, and Daphnia will eventually increase in number, and this is how I get some live food for my fish. And eventually some mosquito larvae show up too. I just net them out, but mostly this bucket I keep as a drain from my rain barrel for the Daphnia. These are the wood pallets. I plan to build a wooden frame that I'll do a few summer tubbing experiments that I've been inspired by watching some videos from Dexter's World. So be sure to stay tuned for that. These are the framework, and you'll see in the background a cement mixing tub. I'll probably use that too, and yet another 30-gallon tank. Anyway, stay tuned for all the updates. Be sure to turn on notifications, subscribe. Until next time, stay tuned and stay fishy, people.